This happens many a time to us as cricketers. You find it tough initially and then gets easier. One such memory I remember was when I was playing my first test game in Melbourne against Australia, 2018, Boxing Day test match. It was my first game. I was very nervous. I was playing in front of a 80,000 crowd against a top quality bowling lineup like Australia have. So I found it hard initially. They were bowling great areas. We started off really slow, and then as the inning progressed, I got better and better. But this thing happens to us quite often. Fast and bouncy tracks in Australia are hard to deal with. Normally the ball would come at a good height, but when you play in Australia, there is a little more bounce, so you have to get on top of the bounce to play. And then I remember playing the last over before lunch on my first game in Melbourne with 80,000 crowd, and all of them putting pressure on you, and they're just like, ooh, oh. So if you've defended the ball and it's like, oh, and if you get beaten or if there's a wicket and everyone's shouting. So they really know how to make you feel the heat when you're playing against them. There is banter between the crowds, certain sections of the crowd. If you're fielding at the deep, they will make sure they take a slight dig at you. They know how to unnerve you there. And Australia have been a top quality side over the years. They're fierce competitors. They play their sport really hard, and that's what makes Australia a really tough away tour. The basics of a forward defense would be simple. Lead with your head and shoulder towards the line of the ball. Try and get a good stride in. Your leg is right just beside the ball, and you defend it like this. There shouldn't be any gap between bat and pad. Ideally, bat and pad close to each other so that the ball doesn't. If your bat and pad's like this, there's a good chance that the ball goes in between. So it's not going to really help your defense. So try and keep your bat and pad close. Good stride in front. When you lead with your head and shoulder and have a good stride, then you're watching the ball. You're playing right under your head. And especially for the balls that swing in, you want to be covering the swing, and also the balls which move out. So you try and take your leg to the pitch of the ball as close as you can. So you negate either the in swing or the out swing, and you're right close there. Your head right on top of the ball, and you're defending it. And it's more of a dead defense where you defend it and the ball stays here. You're not looking to score off it, or you're not defending this way. When it comes to a back foot defense, you would want to go back and across, try and cover the line of the ball, have your body behind the line of the ball, and you defend it here. This way, again, you're in a good side-on position, which allows you to watch the ball for a little longer time and play right under your eye. If your bat is here, right behind the ball, you can play it with soft hands so that the ball hits the bat here and it drops off. You use a lot of back foot defense for on bouncy tracks and on for short stuff, but you got to make sure that you're right behind the ball in this fashion, and the angle of your bat downwards, and not beside and the bat outside. The time you leave the bat outside, you give more face to the ball to take an edge and go back. So you want to be getting right across, behind, and playing right under your eye. You're not looking to score off it. I think balance is the key to batting. If you're well balanced, then there is power, there is control, and the ball is going where you want to hit the ball. Ideally, you would like to have a good stride when you're playing, so that you reach closer to the pitch of the ball. It doesn't allow the ball to deviate or do too much. And since you're closer to the ball, you're in a better position to put in power. And when you're in a better position, you can definitely get more control. So you want to go right close to the pitch of the ball and then hit it right under your eye, so that you get power and control. and your balance. So you don't want to be too short where your bat is going in front of your body, and that's when you lose balance and you go ahead. Or you don't want to be taking such a big stride forward that your head is back and you're playing the ball like this instead of playing the ball like this. So balance becomes a key, and the bigger the stride, the better, but it has to be measured, it has to be balanced. You cannot overstep and then have your head back. Then the angle of your bat is going to be behind. A lot of chances for the ball to go in the air, and you won't have as much control. I think feet are very important because when I'm batting, I look at wherever I want to hit the ball, my toe should be pointing towards there. That helps me be in good positions and helps me generate power. So if I'm looking to play on drive, then I would like to face, move my feet, get enough strength from my legs and transfer it to my upper body. Because if I'm here, it's going to be hard for me to get power. But if I'm in a good position, I've brought out my leg, I'm more stable, I can generate more power and more control. So for me, moving the feet is important, and also the toe towards the direction of where I want to hit. So if I'm hitting on drive, I'm going to be looking to get my toe and leg here. If I'm hitting a cover drive, I would ideally take my leg across and toe where I want to hit the ball. What I usually do is I try and play the ball as close to my body as possible. One, because I get good control. Two, because then I know I've negotiated the swing and the movement. So if I can take my leg to the pitch of the ball and get as close on seaming conditions, because on seaming conditions the ball tends to do a little more off the wicket. So you want to negate that. So you want to get closer, and you want to play right under your eye. So if it is under your eye and it swings, you just keep your bat there, you will get beaten or you will miss the ball. But if your bat is, if you're not taking your leg and your head close to the ball, you're just planting your foot and then you're just fending and searching for the ball, and that makes it a little more harder for you to control and gives more chances for the bowler to get you out caught behind. So seaming conditions would mean the wicket is either a little damp or green, and there is enough moisture for the ball to do its bit. On a seaming conditions, I would try and play the ball as close to my body as possible, whether I'm playing front foot or back foot, and wait for the loose balls. And I would have an aggressive mindset, but aggressive mindset in terms of my footwork. So I'm positive that I'm going to the ball and negating the swing and the seam, or I'm going back and across and really getting behind the line of the ball. On seaming conditions, I would be a little wary. Give that little time. Give the new ball or the 1 hour to the faster bowlers or the bowlers who are bowling, and bide my time. Wait for the loose balls, and once I get the loose balls, I score off it. As the day progresses, the sun comes out, the wicket gets a little better to bat on, and that's when I can cash in. But the important thing for me is to play close to my body, not be very expansive with my stroke play, be defensive, look for singles, come close to the body, take my head to the ball, leg to the ball, let the ball come close to my body, play with softer hands, and try and take singles here so that I can rotate the strike and then wait for the really loose ones where I can score off. Shadow practicing is very underrated. It is a very, very key and important factor if you want to master any stroke. So shadow practicing depends on, it actually goes down to muscle memory. So if I'm doing something which is not correct, I want to do repetitions of shadow practice. So if I'm playing a straight drive, I want to do good repetitions of straight drive. With the shadow practice, the body it gets into the muscle memory for the body to replicate when the actual action has to happen. So shadow practice is very, very effective because it goes to your muscle memory, that is your subconscious mind, and doing it right when you're doing shadow practice, and a lot of it actually helps you master a particular stroke and helps you get better at it. Helps you execute it better with more confidence. I actually do a lot of this drill in the practice. So I create 6 boxes, chalk it down, and when the person is throwing the ball, so at the time of release, I say box number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's when I know I'm actually reading the ball really well. I'm picking the length early, reading the line and the length of the ball, and then saying the number aloud, so that when the ball actually pitches and happens, I know, okay, did I get the right number? And I'm not guessing, oh, is it going to be here, or is it box 2, is it box 3? So just practicing some of it. Initially it is hard, but it really helps you to take better decisions, because you're gathering a lot of information at the point of release as to where the line is and where the length is. And once you get those information, you can really address the ball better, because the more information you have, the better chances of you addressing the ball better and playing it better.